Well, hello there. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Simon. We are working on the 51 Ford yet again. Kind of hard to get a good visual of the car because it's just a messy pile of garbage at the moment, but that's pretty well normal. But if you saw my previous video, you know we got the dash all 99% done and in and secured and it's mounted and it looks freaking rad. I love it. That has now led to an issue with the shifter because the shifter was going to be in the way. I created my own problem, basically, is what happened. I was going to make a video about making a new switch panel. As you can see, we got the old one cut out now. That is wrong. We're not doing that. We're changing course completely. Before we go and make a switch box and panel, however we want to make it, we need to make sure that the shifter isn't going to be an issue in any way, shape, or form, whether for fitment, or I suppose fitment would be the only thing it'd be in the way for. We gotta have something in this general direction that kind of comes up and it goes clickety clickety back and forth and connects to the transmission. Yeah, that's what we gotta do. I originally was going to build framework underneath this cover and hide all the mechanism for the shifter. And then I instantly had a crazy thought about what if I used a chunk of rebar and had it like going beside the dash or through the dash or something. I don't know how we're going to address that yet, but something. And then I was like, well, what do we do for a shifter handle? Because I had that horse hands that I had last year, but I mean, we're changing everything else. Why not? And then I remembered Scotty's Customs. I was up at his place a while back and picked this guy up. It's a shock top, you know, it's a tap. People use taps for frickin' shifters all the time. But I saw this thing up there and this thing called to me like, Simon, you need me. And I said, absolutely I do. It's even my favorite color if you couldn't tell. We'll probably modify it slightly, but I think it'll look pretty rad. It'll kind of match the motif we have going on. Is motif even a word? I don't know. Realize I'm very sidetracked on what I was explaining. I just took a piece of flat bar, drilled a bunch of holes in it. This will connect to the linkage that connects to the shifter itself. This will be the pivot point, just like I had the other shifter. And then this, I'm hoping, will connect to here. And that'll be the pivot point for the rebar, and we can shift it this way, and then we'll figure out how we do all this back here. In my head it works. I realized I should have left this a little longer. I cut that awful short, but we'll see if we can make it work. Obviously this is a little loosey-goosey because it's not attached or anything, which we'll get to it. We'll get to it. Don't rush me. Oh. Why? No, not enough leverage? Is that the problem? Too many things moving, probably. Let's make some adjustments. I think we need to take care of all the slop we got, though. So that's that. Boy, she doesn't want to move at all. I think we need more leverage. I really need to make that taller, I think. Let me think for a minute. Pivot points are a very key thing, along with leverage. I learned when I was trying to pivot at this hole, there was too much leverage down here for this short throw up here. I think those are the right words. So we made a little drop bracket, moved the pivot point, the solid mounted pivot point, to the center of my rod here. And now it works like it's supposed to. So that's freaking awesome. Now we just gotta figure out the rest of it. Like I wanna have the handle here. We gotta figure out, well, not we, me, how we turn this motion into pulling this motion to complete the ensemble of the new shifter. So I had this old wrench. It's an old metric, Max Tech Mechanic. I don't know what the hell that means. We got her bent up into shape and twisted where we wanted her, so now that this lines up, but the holes were so big, this was awful sloppy in there, so we needed a bushing of some sort. I probably could have gone to the hardware store and found something to work as a bushing, but I thought, wouldn't it be cool if we get some nuts to be bushings? That way it looks like the wrench is holding onto a nut, which is holding onto the shifter. I thought that would look kind of cool. Maybe nobody else will notice, but I noticed it. Who would have thought, though, that drilling out the threads of the center of a nut would be so damn difficult? Both of them. I don't know what the hell the problem was. Maybe it was squeezing a little too much in the vise side, I know, but we had to hold it somehow. So it actually works pretty good. This end works really well. So we're gonna weld that up, weld that nut in there, so that'll slide in and out of there just fine. This side, it's a little trickier. I think it's gonna work. Well, we're gonna find out either way. Essentially what we have going on here is a puzzle of sorts. And it should look something like that when we're done. I hope this works because it looks like it's gonna be pretty cool. If it doesn't work, we'll go back to the drawing board, but it's looking promising. It's taken some fine tuning and some tweaking, but we're getting it there. It's obviously way more range of motion than I'll ever need. I put washers on the inside to stop it, you know, from locking it, from it falling in and out. I really wanted the nut on the end to be exposed so it looks like it's held on with a nut. I really was hoping for that look. I might even trim that little excess off. I'm not sure yet. Not really that worried about it at this point. So now we got to figure out how it works in the car, because I don't know that part yet. It's still a little warm, so we're gonna make sure we wear some gloves so we don't burn ourselves again. Maybe we need to make sure we get this securely mounted down, and then we can look at how we attach to the rod. Do we want it centered or do we want it off-centered? Oh boy, I don't know. How do we figure this part out? When we rotate this back, this is at 1, 2, 3, 4, the 5th line. When we rotate it, that's in park. When we pull back on this, we are now at the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14th line. It moves 10 lines. I don't know how much that is in inches, but it moves a fair amount. So how much rotation is this gonna have to do to get what we want? Oh, this is gonna make my brain hurt. My brain's gonna hurt a lot.
10 seconds later.
Well, folks, the answer is no. No, I don't like the direction any of this is going. It is kind of a cool concept. I just don't know that it'll look right when I'm done. There's probably geometry and math to figure all this out, that you could put some strategic bends in things. And I'm not smart enough to figure out how to do it or the way to do it. I also don't like, because I got this bolted in here now, I don't know that I like how congested it's starting to look here. I like it more open looking, I think. I think this just needs to be its own thing. Also, I don't know if I'm gonna like this. If you haven't ever rode in this thing, a better name may be the rattle box, because this thing's got some vibrations to her. I'm nervous that I'm gonna hear a lot of that and it's gonna annoy me. Are there some solutions for it? I don't know. I don't really know. We're still moving forward with it. I'm just pre-warning you. It may change again in the future because I may not be happy with it. But I can't even start the car right now and see if I'm happy with it or not, because the wiring is all disconnected because of this whole project. It is what it is. It's a train wreck, and we're gonna try and right the ship. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna stick this out. We're gonna delete this option. I'm gonna weld a rod on the end of this rod that'll go down to the shift linkage. So it'll be direct connection to the shift linkage, no extra linkage step. Hopefully it works. All right, we're getting somewhere now. Literally everything is just tacked together because I wanted to try and see if make sure everything was going to work, but we have full range of motion. So she all works like she's supposed to. She's a little sloppy because she's not like bolted down or nothing right now, but it does work. And it's a lot less cumbersome than what I had going on up here. If I had been able to make that work, it would have been cool, but I don't think I was gonna like it. I could already tell I wasn't liking it, so that's why we changed direction and course. This hole I'm probably gonna leave this big so, you know, a guy can get the shifter out easy. We'll have to come up with some kind of covering system for this though, so it's not such a big gaping hole when you're driving down the road. But now I think we can go and weld solid all this stuff up and finish her up and make her look nice. Alright, this is actually starting to look halfway decent. I'm liking it. I'm still not sure if I'm going to like the rattle noise, but we'll until we start driving it and using it, we won't know. And if we do, we'll see if we can't figure out a solution. I did have an idea that might help curb it a little bit. I was poking around my garage and found some of this. This is just some inner fender stuff. It's a little brittle, but it's rubbery, and if the idea works, maybe I can find an old inner tube somewhere and recreate it. But my theory is if I cut this out, the exact shape of this piece and the wrench, and then put a slot in there for the shifter linkage, it'll be twofold. It'll protect the passenger compartment from the elements coming through from the transmission, because it'll be basically cleared off and blocked off. It'll also create a rubber insulator between the sheet metal and the shifter, which should help with some of the vibrations. Or it won't, and it won't matter. So, but we're gonna try it because we got it. If it works, it works. We got this thing working slick. Look at that, it's freaking awesome. Ignore the wires, that's all gonna change because the switch panel, it's whatever, it's gonna change. This thing is working slick. I do need to attach, I wasn't sure if I was gonna have to bolt this down. I'm gonna have to bolt this down so that rubber stops moving. But other than that, she's ready to rock and roll. We can shift gears again. Now we gotta get the switch panel stuff done so we can start the thing again. I'm changing my air valve system, so you'll see that soon. But yeah, we're just making progress here. We still got bead roll panels for the doors too. I haven't done anything with that yet. I probably should get on that. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what I'm gonna do. As always, thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that like button. Leave me a comment with your ideas and suggestions of things I could do a little bit differently, and maybe next time I will. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. See you next time. I gotta get back to work. I'm running out of time. We got deadlines, people.